Hello everyone, Tim Hortons Cup Series here, and today I have a new video for you guys, something that you maybe didn't expect. And after watching Dawson Wright's video about the top 10 baseball records that will never be broken, I thought, why don't I do one for NASCAR? So that is what I'm doing today. I hope you guys enjoy. I'll put a link to the channel in the description. You should subscribe to him if you're a baseball fan, by the way. So here it is, and let's get into the countdown. Number 10, poles in a season. 19 poles in 1969 for Bobby Isaac. Currently in a 36 race schedule, you would have to get a pole every other race, actually even a little bit more. The most poles in the 2000s was in 2003 when Ryan Newman scored 11, the Rocket Man, back when he was good. Yeah, so, and that's why this is number 10, because it's still kind of beatable, but it's still hard, and I don't think this will ever be broken. Unless, of course, they add more races to the schedule, like 50, which is how many races Bobby Isaac raced in 1969. Number 9. Most career top 5s. Richard Petty, 555. And if you think this is the last time that he's going to be on this list, well, good luck. And seriously, 555, I mean, while he did have like 1,100 starts, something, that was like half of his starts, that's still really good to manage for a whole career, even though like his last 5 years, he was like, 5-10 years, he was trash. Past his prime. Only 35 drivers have more than 555 starts, let alone, you know, how many top 5s they had. And the highest active is Kurt Busch with 684, and it looks like his career is winding down and may end in the next 2 to 3 years, in NASCAR at least. After all, the current deal with Chip Ganassi Racing is only for 1 year. Number 8. Laps led in a season. 5,543. Richard Petty, 1967. I told you. Ryan Newman led NASCAR in 2018 in laps completed with 10,077, with less than twice that, and that's just laps completed. Even Martin Truex Jr. last year only led 2,253 laps, and that was a really dominant season. Yet he only got to like 2/5 of the mark that Richard Petty set in 1967. While in 1967 he did have more races, it wasn't a whole lot of laps. He completed a total of 12,739 laps, and he led 5,543 of them. He raced 48 races that year, which made him average about 115 laps led per race. Martin Truex Jr. last year averaged a grand total of 63 per race. Just how impressive was that Richard Petty led 43.5% of all the laps he completed in 1967. Martin Truex Jr. 21.7. Number 7. 10s in a season. 45. Joe Weatherly, 1962. Ned Jarrett, 1964 and 1965. Joe Weatherly's was more impressive because he did it in fewer races than Ned Jarrett. And this is obviously unbeatable because right now we only have 36 races on the schedule, and it looks like some people suggest that it may shrink back from that. I know WB Network wants that. Eric Estep was talking about in his Dream Schedule video. Joe Weatherly did it in 52 races. Ned Jarrett did it in 1 year, it was 62, and in the other, it was 55. In one of those years, Ned Jarrett was not the champion. The other 2 years that they had those records, they were both champions. And how impressive was Joe Weatherly's season in 1962 in terms of top 10s? In 2018, Kevin Harvick led NASCAR with top 10s with 29. If you were to just that for a 52 race schedule, it would come out to about 41.8. And in a 36 race season, 45 top 10s would be about 31. Also, he was only running at the finish 47 times. Number 6. championships in a row. You gotta be like, what? Championships in a row here? Yeah, I mean, Jimmie Johnson, 5 championships in a row. I mean, the record for championships overall is 7, held by 3 different drivers. You know, I mean, even though I'm sure everyone knows that, who's watching this video, Richard Petty, Jimmie Johnson, and Dale Earnhardt Sr. But Jimmie Johnson was the only one who won 5 in a row. I believe the most in a row besides that was 3. I believe that was Cale Yarborough. And I don't see this falling. I mean, 7 championships. Maybe. I mean, still, it's gonna be hard to break, but not as unbeatable as this.
Number 5.
Top 5s in this season. 42. Ned Jarrett, 1965. David Pearson, 1969. And this record is obviously unbeatable because right now we have 36 races and 42, so yeah. But just how impressive was that? David Pearson did it in 51 races, while Ned Jarrett did it in 1954. In 54 races. David Pearson averaged he had a top 5, 82.35% of the time that year. And Ned Jarrett was 77.78. I mean, even Kevin Harvick, who last year led NASCAR in top 5s with 23, and that was I believe that was the most in the 2000s. He averaged only 63.88% of his races ended in a top 5, and that's just really amazing. David Pearson, 82%.
Number 4.
Career wins. Richard Petty, 200. This is one of the greatest and well-known marks in NASCAR history. 200 wins for Richard Petty is the golden number that everyone looks at and points to when they make a case for Richard Petty being the GOAT. And really, 200 wins, I don't never see this falling, unless, of course, NASCAR adds races to a schedule, or we get a total beast, which I don't see that happening anytime soon. Let's say over a 25-year career, someone would try to break Richard Petty's record. Say for over a 25-year career to get to 200 wins, that driver would have to average 8 wins a season. Average. The most wins in a season in the 2000s is Jimmie Johnson with 10. And 8 is just the average. I mean, they have to have years with 5, and 10 is the record. I mean, this will never be broken. Championship, maybe. I mean, that's so hard, but not as hard as the wins.
Number 3.
Wins in the season. Richard Petty, 1967, 27. Out of his 200 wins, 27 came in just one season. How impressive was that? He won 56% of the races in which he'd raced that season. Just how impressive was that? Jimmie Johnson's 2007 season, he had the 28% winning percentage. To have a better winning percentage season in a 36 race season, you would have to win 21 races. You'd have to have a winning record. I mean, oh my goodness. That would just be utter dominance.
Number 2.
Most wins in a row. Richard Petty, 10 in the 1967 season. Yeah, you heard me right. 10 wins in a row. I mean, 2 wins in a row is considered a great feat, and 3 is truly amazing, as we saw that 3 times in 2018. And since 1972, only 9 times has a driver won 4 races in a row. Most recently being Jimmie Johnson in 2007. Jimmie Johnson in 2007 was the last time a driver even got to 10 wins. Yeah.
Now the moment you've all been waiting for. Number 1.
Margin of victory, 14 laps, Ned Jarrett, 1965, Southern 500. This race was at Darlington, the Southern 500, the greatest margin of victory as he lapped the field 14 times. Yeah, you heard me, 14 times. This year, Clint Boyer threw a car back to that, and ironically, I should say, his number was 14. A driver has not lapped the field since 1994. Yeah, so I don't see anyone lapping the field anytime soon, especially with this new aero package. But even without that, the competition has gotten a lot tighter. But let alone 14, I mean, really? He averaged lapping the field once every 26 laps. His car overheated at times, and he qualified 10th and didn't even lead the most laps. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like the video and to subscribe. If you comment, like it if you want to see more like stat videos and record videos, I will do that because I have fun making this video because I'm someone who really likes stats, but that might be because I'm also a baseball fan in addition to being a NASCAR fan. So yeah, like the video, comment below if you want to see more videos like this, like what records could be broken soon. And until the next video, auf Wiedersehen!